Hello, everybody. I believe I am live. Um, this is the Chronic Mama, Erin Schaefer. I'm coming again through ZubiaLive.com, excuse me. If you caught my last stream, it was not, it kind of looked like a picture was being taken of my face every 3 or 4 seconds. So I'm sorry for that. Let's try to do this one a little bit better. I think I may have fixed the problem. Um, so if you caught my last stream, you know who I am and what I'm about. But if you didn't, I have fibromyalgia, PCOS, and endometriosis. I've been living with those things for right around 10 years. I got diagnosed at different times, but the fibro I was diagnosed with about 4 years ago. I talked about on my last stream about an energy budget, which, if you're familiar with the spoon theory, is kind of like that, but I feel like it's easier to explain. So, an energy budget is like a monetary budget. And to be brief about it, healthy people have reserves in their budget, sick people do not. So, we have to stretch our budget, especially if you have kids. There are certain things that you must do that are just non negotiable. But stretching your budget does not mean getting less for what you do. Um, so I wanted to get into some specifics of how exactly to stretch your energy budget. If you have ever tried to lower your utility bill, um, you know that one of the most shockingly effective things that you can do is weatherize your house. Plug up those holes and cracks and drafts that let heated and cooled air out of the house. Um, so the human body can work the same way. You can reduce the amount of energy being drained by patching the holes in your daily routine where you're either using energy needlessly, or it can keep you from making the most of what you have. So my first big tip with this is don't waste your energy budget on useless activities. This sounds really obvious, like water is wet or I have a nose on my face, but um, really you'd be shocked at how many holes are there. Um, Try to keep stools or chairs or somewhere to sit all around your house. If you find yourself standing somewhere for a long time, ask yourself if you can do it sitting down. Another thing that helps is keeping your clothing kind of modular, if that makes sense. I have a lot of the same things in different colors, and I kind of assemble my outfit day by day. I like to feel like I look cute, at least a little bit, but I also have to be comfortable. And some days it is so much mental energy to just pick out an outfit. So I found that helps me a lot. Keeping your hair in a cut that is easy to make it look good, to make it look the way you want to look. Me, with 5 minutes, on days that I want to do my hair, 5 minutes with a round brush pretty much does it. On days that I don't, I can let it down and let it dry, and it looks pretty good. Um, the other thing that I do is, I don't know about you, but I have a lot of problems going back and forth when I'm trying to leave the house, especially with my kids. I'll get to the car and realize I forgot something. And instead of having to run all the way back in the house and find the thing that I'm looking for, I've gotten in the habit of keeping a few things near my car keys, which, if you can see, I'm in my kitchen right now. And if you can see, I've got my car keys hanging on a hook right over there. So in that drawer below it, I keep things that I frequently need on the way out the door. Some examples, we've got lip balm. I usually wind up forgetting that. Nail clippers, because you never realize that you have a ragged nail until you're about to leave the house. And usually it scratches you or catches on something. Hand cream, just to keep your hands from being uncomfortable and dry when you are out and about. A little bit of hairspray, because that's just a thing that I forget a lot, and it helps a lot. The other thing that I just started using recently when I went on a vacation is one of these little bottles of wrinkle releaser. You can make your own at home. It's super easy. There's recipes everywhere online, but it makes it a lot easier. And it is a lot easier than throwing your clothes in the dryer or ironing them, obviously. Always keep an extra pair of sunglasses because the sun hurts. The sun is my mortal enemy. Here's another thing that I want to be really clear about. Self-care is never, ever, ever a waste of energy. Not only does it plug those holes where your energy drains, but it's one of the very few things people who are sick can do to make even a small deposit in their energy bank. So that brings me to my second point, which is to just don't underestimate the basic needs of your body. Take care of your body's needs first and most. The four things that can really, really drain energy from someone, well, anyone really, but especially someone with a chronic illness. You've got hunger, you've got hydration, fatigue, and discomfort. So let's take it one at a time. Hunger, even a small dip in your blood sugar, can exhaust you. It can just absolutely drain all the energy out of you. Some examples of snacks that you can keep around the house. I like to boil eggs. You can put them in a little container with salt water and keep them in the fridge for a really long time. I think it's a couple of weeks. Don't quote me on that. The other thing is these little pouches of applesauce are really handy. They go in a purse. They last forever. They don't have to be kept in the refrigerator. They're great. Peanut butter crackers. If you're, I can't stand peanut butter, but if that's something that you're inclined to eat, that's also very helpful. Jerky, if you're a jerky kind of person. So yeah, just keeping things around your house can help you. Even if you're overweight, studies are showing that small, frequent meals are just better for you. They're just better all around. So that's one way to maintain that. The other issue is hydration. I hate drinking water. I mean, I hate it with a passion. I don't understand what it is about it. I wish I were one of those people that could just sip on water all the time. I cannot do it. So what I have to do is I have to keep a drink on hand at all times. And you're a lot more likely, if you have something good to drink nearby, you're a lot more likely to sip on it. If you like drink mixes and don't mind those are really handy, and the little straws that you can keep with you. If that's not really your jam, you can use slices of citrus, cucumber, some kind of fruit that you like. One thing I like to do is vacuum insulated bottles are becoming very affordable and very commonplace. So I keep those on hand all the time, and it will keep your drink cold literally all day. And you're a lot more likely to drink it if it's at a temperature that you like. So here's one option. This is just like an off-brand Yeti cup. And that's one thing that you can keep with you. It's kind of bulky. It doesn't really close very well. For that, you can get a bottle like this. And it will keep your drink cold or hot for up to 6 hours. It's great. They're so handy. You can pick them up at most grocery stores, actually. Excuse me, I'm having technical difficulties. My computer thinks I want information that I do not, in fact, want. So the third thing that can drain energy is, of course, fatigue. Now, if you have any kind of chronic illness, especially something like fibro or chronic fatigue syndrome, you're not going to be able to avoid being tired sometimes. In fact, a lot. But if you're aware of it, then you can just really baby yourself in other ways and compensate for it. Rest frequently, even if you don't feel tired. Make yourself sit down and take a 5 or 10-minute rest frequently. Put your feet up when you sit down. And this is something that a lot of people get wrong. When you put your feet up, make sure that your knees are supported because otherwise your circulation is being impeded and you're going to cause yourself more pain. So the fourth thing that can really, really suck the life out of you is discomfort. It doesn't even have to be pain. It can be something as silly as an itchy tag or elastic that's digging into you or a slight headache. Normal people can just, shove those things down and move on. But if you have chronic pain, it's going to cause too much stress on your body, and you're going to have a hard time recovering for it. I was told by a chiropractor a while back, and I've since had physical therapists tell me the same thing. If your pain level is above a 5 on a 1 to 10 scale, don't push yourself. That is your cue to scale it back, to take it a little bit easier. If your pain level is above that 5 mark, you're going to be causing yourself more stress than your body can reasonably recover from. Another big deal, when I was in nursing, a big thing that we did was pre-medicating for things. If you take medication to control your pain, try to anticipate situations that are going to be painful for you and medicate before you go into it. Because number one, once that pain level gets out of control, it's going to be so much harder to bring it back down. And number two, just having your pain spike for a few minutes can drain you so much. If you are taking medications for anxiety, it's the same thing. Pre-medicate yourself before you go into a stressful situation, because, you know, it's easier to avoid something than to recover from it. The other thing, just for the ladies, be aware of where you are in your hormone cycle. Like the fatigue, that's not necessarily something that you can do anything about, but you can realize it and kind of compensate for it. Above everything else, do not allow yourself to be talked out of taking care of yourself. Healthy people will tell you that you're not going to feel better unless you push yourself. That is a very common narrative, and it's something that people with chronic illness are so tired of hearing. It's not the truth when you have a chronic illness. And my stock response is, you don't have to live inside my body. You don't have to pay the price if you're wrong. I do. So there is no excuse for anyone but you determining what you can and can't do. So that pretty much covers it. I really hope that this video was a better quality. Thank you for watching my live stream. Thanks for tuning in to ZubiaLive. This is a great site. Check out some other videos. They're all really helpful, great people. Don't forget to like and share The Chronic Mama on Facebook, or email me at thechronicmama, all one word, @gmail.com. And don't forget to be good to yourself. You're the only you've got. Everybody have a great night. Bye.